G'day, it's Heath here from pickinglessons.com. In this guitar lesson we're going to take a look at a traditional Irish jig called Smash the Windows. Now Smash the Windows is in 6/8 time, in the key of D, and this arrangement is a fingerstyle arrangement, so we'll have a look at some exercises to help us build on the techniques we need for the tune. First of all, let's have a slow play through part A. Part A, once through. 1 and 2 and Okay, part A there for Smash the Windows. If you head on over to pickinglessons.com, you're going to find the tab for this arrangement. You'll also find part 2 of this lesson where we take a look at part B, and you'll find some play-along tracks at 3 different tempos that you can use to help you practice the tune as you're learning it. pickinglessons.com. Okay, so we are in 6/8 time, and just a quick reminder, 6/8 time, we have 6/8 notes of the bar with 2 dotted quarter note pulses. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so the 6/8 time signature, 6/8 notes with 2 pulses, and those pulses are dotted quarter notes. Alright, so just before we jump into some exercises, one thing to note is that we're in drop D tuning. And so drop D tuning, what that means is our 6th string is tuned from an E down to a D. It's the only string that's changed. It gives us that low D note for our root chord position for the D. So that features in the tune. So make sure you tune your guitar down to drop D. So string 6 down to the D. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to take a look at is bar 1 into bar 2. We'll take a look at the rhythm variations, and we'll have a quick chat about what our fingers are going to be doing as well. So bar 1 and 2 sounds like this. Okay, so first of all in the right hand, pretty standard finger picking arrangement. The thumb's going to be playing the low bass notes and the fingers are taking the higher strings, and really you just need to alternate between your index and middle for the melody notes, and the thumb will continually play those bass notes. So keep that in mind. Keep an eye on the tab, the fingering's marked there as well. But remember, index and middle for the melody, alternating between the 2 fingers as needed, and then the thumb for the lower notes. So the rhythm here in bar 1, we have the 2 variations that we come across throughout the whole tune. Firstly, we have the 3/8 notes, then we have the quarter note and the 8th note. So that sounds like this. 1 and 2 and just the melody. 1 and 2 and so fingers, index and middle. We have the hammer and pull off there. 1 and 2 and with the bass note, and 1 and 2 and the rhythm in the second bar is very similar. 1 and 2 and the difference is we have the quarter note 8th note first, then the 3 quavers second. Leading into the second beat though, we have this grace note. So on that first string we have this quick little pull off starting at fret 2 to the open string, so the grace note. When we get to it, it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and as soon as we pick that second fret, we're going to flick it straight to the open string. So the second fret's not important, being the grace note. The open string is what we want to hear. So on that particular beat, that melody note, we're not putting any emphasis on the F sharp there on the second fret. We want the open string to be the main dominant note. So that quick little pull off, as soon as you pick the string, you're flicking the finger. So listen to it in context. So bar 2 and 1 and 2 and one more time, and 1 and 2 and so you can hear that pull off that grace note. It's really quick. So keep an ear on that. There are a few grace notes in the tab, so keep an eye out for those. They're the smaller numbers in the tablature, and if you look up in the notation, you'll see that you've got the smaller notated note as well, signifying the grace note. Okay, let's move on to another exercise. We're going to take a look at bar 3 and bar 4. We have a couple of hand positions here. For the left hand, they're a little trickier. The first of which is the little finger on the 5th fret of string 6, which is our G, because we're in the tuning the drop D. Our G is now on fret 5. We need to move from this position with our little finger into this bar. So we have a couple of hand position changes. Keep in mind, little finger there on the 5th fret. Then we'll go 3rd finger on the 4th fret, and then the bar position on the 2nd fret with your 1st finger. Ready, and. Finishing the 4th bar with the 3/8 notes. So bars 3 and 4. Ready, and So keep an eye on your hand position there. It's really going to help if you can keep your thumb lower. So lower behind the neck there, so you can really stretch those fingers out across the 4 frets. This tune we're playing in position 2, so that little finger's up on fret 5, your 1st finger there. So keep in mind the wrist down and that thumb low behind the neck, particularly for this passage, is going to really help. One more time. 2 and Okay, let's quickly just string together bars 1 through 4. 1 and 2 and Work on those exercises separately. Remember, hand position for that second exercise, bars 3 and 4, and keeping an eye on the rhythm in general, your quarter note quaver or the 3 quavers. Remembering the time signature we're in is 6/8, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, so one last exercise we're going to take a look at to finish off this half of the lesson is moving from the end of bar 6 into the beginning of bar 7. We've got a position change. We've got to move up to the 5th position. So the second half of bar 6 into bar 7 sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and one more time. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and So we're changing position. We're starting with this grace note pull off out of the A position over the A chord. Then we need to move up to fret 6 and fret 7, and it's really important. We're going to use 2nd finger, 3rd finger, so our 1st finger is free for our next bass note, that G, which is going to allow us to play this melody. So that's the exercise, really keeping an eye on your fingering and your hand position change. So one more time slowly. 1 and 2. Again, nice and strong wrist, nice and low. Thumb at the back of the neck, down lower. If it's too high, you're not going to make that stretch. It's going to be really uncomfortable. So keep your thumb low, keep your wrist down underneath the neck. One more time, remember hand position change. Starting with the grace note. 1 and 2nd and 3rd fingers. 1st finger on bass note. Little finger, 3rd finger on those melody notes there, fret 8, fret 7, and then we get to move back into open position to finish off. This is pretty straightforward. Okay, so remember we're in 6/8 time, we're playing a jig, so we're in 6/8 time, we're in the key of D, we're in drop D tuning. So our 6th string is tuned down to a low D. If you head on over to pickinglessons.com, remember you're going to find the tab there, and you'll find the second lesson here where we follow on into part B of the tune. pickinglessons.com, I'll see you there.